Welcome to Raw TV, Real and Willing Television. I'm Michael Steiner.
And I'm Rebecca Vargas, and tonight we have with us 90s pop sensation, Blessed Union of Souls. They are known for their top hits, I Believe, and their gold single, Hey Leonardo, She Likes Me for Me. And they've also been featured on movies such as Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, on shows like Conan O'Brien, and Live with Regis and Kelly.
Now, Blessed Union of Souls is back with a slightly different message. Their newest album, The Mission Field, has a more overt Christian message in it, and tonight we're actually going to get a chance to talk to them about how they're transitioning out of the mainstream industry into the more Christian industry. But now, with their hit single, I Believe, let's give it up for Blessed Union of Souls.
Walk blindly to the light and reach out for His hand. Don't ask any questions and don't try to understand. Open up your mind and then open up your heart, and you'll see you and me are very far apart. 'Cause I believe that love is the answer. I believe love will find a way. Violence is spread worldwide and there are families on the street. And we sell drugs to children now. Why can't we just see? And all we do is eliminate our future with the things we do today. Money is our incentive now, so that makes it okay. But I believe that love is the answer. I believe love will find a way. I believe that love is the answer. I believe love will find a way. I've been seeing Lisa now for a little over a year. She said she'd never been so happy, but Lisa lives in fear that one day Daddy's gonna find out she's in love with a brother from the streets. Oh, how he would lose it then, but she's still here with me, 'cause she believes that love will see it through. One day you'll understand, and you'll see me as a person, and not just a black man. 'Cause I believe that love is the answer. I believe that love will find a way. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe that love is the answer. I believe that love will find a way. And love will find a way. 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 Love will find a way.
Well, there you have I Believe, their first hit single, and it was absolutely amazing. I loved it acoustic
Thank you.
style.
Thank
It
you.
sounded great. So tell us about the history of Blessed Union of Souls. How'd you guys start?
Well, I mean, unlike a lot of bands who kind of like played around through high school and played in their garage and, you know, until their mothers told them to be quiet or whatever, we actually sent the demo in to our record company and, you know, they actually opened it up and listened to it. And I Believe was the first song on that demo. There was I Believe and it was 4 songs on that demo, and I Believe and 2 other ones ended up making the first record. But it was great the way it happened. We had sent the demo into EMI Records, and underneath their umbrella was SBK Records and Chrysalis Records. And so on this particular, I guess it was like a Thursday, the A&R guy for EMI Records went up to his boss at EMI and was like, you got to listen to this song, you got to listen to this band, they sound great, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, oh man, they were completely blown away, right?
That's awesome.
Well, 2 hours later, a girl from Chrysalis Records goes up, unbeknownst that Pete from SBK went up and said, Fred, you got to listen to this new band. I just got
so
this
funny.
new demo. All happened in the same day, and it was great. And he was like, okay, fine, we'll give them a call. So they gave us a call. They flew down the following like Tuesday, and we did an unplugged acoustic version, basically, of, or say kind of like what you saw there, of like 5 or 6 songs.
Yeah.
A couple songs they hadn't heard, and all the songs on the demo.
That's awesome.
And they went into the other room and talked with my manager, and came out like 20 minutes later and said, okay, don't talk to any more labels. You guys got a deal.
Wow.
And it was just, we were kind of looking at each other like, did that just really happen? You know what I mean? We thought somebody just pinch us and wake us up.
Yeah.
But, you know, that was the start of a very interesting roller coaster ride we've been on ever since.
And you guys just exploded after that, you know, playing on stage with like the Goo Goo Dolls and a lot of other big bands. What was that like, sharing the stage and even headlining in some really major venues?
It was great. It was very humbling because, you know, we were, you know, big fans of a lot of the bands, you know, that we were performing with. So it was, I'm still a music fan. I mean, I don't look at myself as anything other than a musician, and I'm still a fan.
Yeah.
And so it was really an honor to meet a lot of these other songwriters who had written some incredible songs. So to share the stage with them was pretty exciting. It really was.
Can you, Brian, tell us a little bit about your history in the
Well,
band?
I actually knew Elliot back when Elliot just got out of high school. I'm just
Yeah.
a few years older than he is, and I was working in a music store, and he was with his first band, The Movies, and they used to come in and get stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we'd sell him stuff all the time. So that's where we first met, and then we didn't see each other for years. I'm not an original member of Blessed Union. I was doing my own thing at the time, and I was recording my own CD at the studio where his manager and producer sort of sets up shop, and that's where I met his manager, producer, and then they had asked me to come in on their third record,
Was it third? Yeah. Third.
Walking Off the Buzz,
Right.
Yeah.
to play, and I did a little bit of co-writing and playing various instruments, but mainly guitar. So that's how I sort of started kind of getting worked into the mix as kind of a man behind the curtain a little bit for them. So Hey Leonardo has a lot of my playing on it and that sort of thing. So that's kind of, and I've been sort of working in that capacity for Blessed Union off and on since then, as well as some other projects with his manager. So, and it never happened. And now with the recording of this record, I had gone off to become a college professor and was for a couple years.
Wow.
Long story short, even though I'm talking now, I lost my voice, and
that's right,
I'm
yeah.
no longer teaching. I have spasmodic dysphonia, which
Look that one up.
yeah, it's a big one. And so anyway, the treatments for it that keeps me talking are kind of unpredictable when they work and when they don't. So
Yeah.
so anyway, I was sort of no longer teaching and sort of let Mark
What
sort
were you teaching?
Yeah.
Was
music.
it
I had
music?
I was
Okay.
I was
Music degree.
I had started a jazz program at a small Catholic college in Cincinnati. So I was sort of back more into full-time into the music scene, and that's where I sort of swung back into Elliot's orbit and started working with him again on this record.
Yeah,
and
he's
then
all
here we
over
are.
this record. He's not only does he play guitar on this record, he plays bass. He's all over this record.
Great.
Absolutely.
Well,
So-
can you tell us where the name Blessed Union of Souls came from? I'm really interested to know.
Oh my goodness. I got that name off of an episode of MASH, believe it or not.
Really?
Yes.
No,
Third season.
it's a great show.
Yeah,
I love
thank
it.
you.
I didn't
See,
watch
I've been-
MASH,
day.
so I'm just kind of like,
That's a
"Ooh,
classic.
Well, that's
right there.
because you probably weren't born yet.
and I'm older than him, so I guess I should catch up on these reruns of these really good shows.
You got to catch up with it, yeah. But the premise was there was a there was a relationship between Frank Burns and Margaret
Hot Lips.
Margaret Houlihan, and there was this lady colonel at the 407 7th, which is the camp, and she had to stay in Margaret's tent, and Frank Burns was like, you know, why does she have to stay in your tent tonight? You know, and she was like, well, it's the only place in officers' country. And, you know, she'll be gone tomorrow. He said, but Margaret, I need our togetherness. I need the blessed union of our souls. And I was like, that's cool. So I held on to that.
And what about, if you don't mind me asking, kind of the misspelling in it, like the ID?
Oh,
like,
we just wanted people to pronounce it like that.
That would be cool, blessed.
Blessed Union. So you pronounce it with an E. Some people might call it Blessed Union of Souls.
Before everyone else was doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Now everybody's misspelling names. But we just want to make sure people pronounce it Blessed Union. Plus it catches your eyes.
Yeah, it does.
You ask that question like, these guys can't spell.
Yeah,
You know
or
what I mean?
it's just, they're trying to be cool.
Yeah.
No, I liked it.
A lot of times when we write that down, people say, oh, they must have spelled it wrong.
Right.
They'll spell it with an E. And
Yeah.
Well, I did. Like when we made our Facebook group and stuff, I was like, I was talking to our producer, and I was like, oh, there's a misspell on there. She goes, nope,
good.
that's how they've always spelled.
So even caught your attention.
Funny.
It was good.
You got us.
So in through all the touring and all the stuff that you guys are doing, we were both strong Christians. How did you manage to keep your faith through all that and even integrate it into the music a little bit?
Honestly, it wasn't hard for me. I mean, you know, my upbringing with my mom and my grandmother, especially because my dad passed when I was relatively young, pretty much kept me in church and kept me in line. Now, that's not to say that I was a saint when I was out on the road with these guys, but it definitely kept me grounded and kept me focused, you know, because there was a lot of things out there that, you know, can stray you away from, you know, who you really are. And you know what, honestly, I just did my best in just not allowing that to happen and just kind of remember where I came from.
And since you guys are of the Christian faith, what made you decide to go and just do regular mainstream music instead of being like, oh, well, let's just start writing Christian music and try and go that route? What made you decide to do mainstream instead?
You know what?
Originally, you mean?
Yeah, originally.
During the first album, you know, the thing is, I mean, I don't even think that was a conscious decision that we made. I mean, I believe it was our first song, and that's a very Christian song. And as the record was just, you know, being written, it was funny because we finished recording that album about a year and 3 months before that actually came out, because the record company didn't know where to market us. They had no idea. They're like, okay, we got this great song. I believe we got this message. Do we put them in contemporary Christian? Do we put them in R&B? Do we put them in pop? And it had gotten to, as great as a story it was, the way we got signed, I mean, we came really that close to being dropped from the label because they had no idea how to market us. And what happened, my manager said, you know what, he pressed up CDs of I Believe himself, and he sent it to radio stations. And one of the stations he sent it to was Q102 in Cincinnati. And the program director just started playing it, not because we were from Cincinnati or not because we were friends. He played it on the merit of the strength of the song, which was, you know, which really appreciated. And he was such an advocate. His name is Jimmy Steele. Thank you, Jimmy. I'll never forget that. Jimmy Steele and Brian Douglas. He was such an advocate of that song that he started calling friends of his at other radio stations around the country. It's like, I got a hit on my hands. You got to play this song. The record label's not behind it, but it's a great song. And it just branched out from there. We basically forced the record company's hand to, you know, our joke is that, you know, they reached into the vault and blew the dust off the masters. It's like, yeah, we got this, you know what I mean? And they put it out, and then lo and behold, it goes platinum for them. So and it came that close to not putting it out. So to answer your question, it really just kind of answered itself, you know what I mean? And you know, we did a lot of Christian shows. And our song got played on a lot of Christian stations. So we were happy with that. You know, we just wanted to get the message out. So
now, was there any problems that you had, like in the Christian community, as a mainstream band? Like, did you have anybody like try and like come against you guys saying, why are you in the mainstream? You guys should just be Christians. Or...
Sure. You know what? I didn't hear much of that. I'm sure there was talk. I, you know, don't really pay a whole lot of attention to that. You know, the way I approach things are, you know, you write, record, you put the song out, and it's going to do what it's going to do. It's out of your hands. It really is out of your hands. As much as you try to control this or your life or anything, it's out of your hands. So, you know, the public pretty much decided where it should go, where it should be, and you know, we were happy with that. So if there was any chatter about that, I kind of really didn't hear a lot of it.
So why the new Christian album now?
Well, you know what? I mean, as time progressed, you know, after our third and fourth record, and we had actually parted ways from our manager, you just get older and you start thinking about things. You start thinking about the things that are important and the things that you want to do. And, you know, I've got younger kids now, and it's like, you know, a lot of stuff just started coming into play. And I really wanted to do this, but the songs had to come into play first, which means that the life experiences had to come into play before the songs did. You know, so I'd been thinking about doing this record for a good year and a half, but the songs weren't there yet.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know, I went through a lot of things in my personal life that kind of led in the direction of the songs as they were written, and I just took the natural process, and this is what we came up with, The Mission Field.
Now, has this change into the Christian industry? Has it changed your music at all? Have you guys decided to try and go a different route with it, or are you guys?
You know, as a songwriter, I mean, I write songs, actually, and I just demo them as, as bare bones as I can, because a lot of times if I do too much production in my studio, my manager's like, come on, just give me a vocal and guitar, you know what I mean? But that's fine with me, because I like to just write and write and write. I hear an idea, I write it, and I send it to my producer, and I can go into the next song. So I don't really worry about it. I just kind of like write the songs and let the natural process pretty much happen in the way it's all produced and comes out. So I don't know. I'm a songwriter first. I love recording. I love being on stage, and I just kind of let the songs kind of flow the way they did.
Well, thank you guys so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on and being with us. Now you're going to perform another song for us, right?
Couple more.
Yes, yes. Couple
So
more,
what
absolutely.
song's that?
The next song we're going to do
Higher
is
Calling?
Higher Calling, which
Higher
is
Calling.
actually
On the mission field.
It's on the mission field.
On the mission
Absolutely.
field.
Yep.
Well,
It's-
guys, check out this song, Higher Calling.
Every day's a brand new day, a chance to undo my mistakes and be the me I know that I can be. I count my blessings one by one, grateful for what God has done, spending more time down upon my knees. And I know I am not alone. Whoa, to feel like I was made for more. Come on now, it's up to you. And I to choose to reach for a higher calling, a higher calling. Oh, won't you spread the news? We were meant for a higher calling, a higher calling. I've made my share of mistakes, bound by chains I could not break. There's no one to blame it on but me. Love rained down when it rained on me to lift me up on my 2 feet. Now I live to give my life in return. And I know I am not alone. Whoa, to feel like I can do so much more, so much more. It's up to you. I to choose to reach for a higher calling, a higher calling. Oh, won't you spread the news? We were meant for a higher calling, a higher calling. We all know which road to go. We all reap that which we sow. Plant the seeds of love into our hearts and watch them grow. It's up to you and I to choose to reach for a higher calling, It's up to you, and I touch you. Spread the news. We were meant for a higher calling, a higher calling. Oh, won't you spread the news? Oh, won't you spread the news? Oh, won't you spread the news? We were meant for a higher calling, a higher calling. Oh, feet don't fail me now. Lead me where I should go. Oh, heaven's light shine down on the mission field. Oh, Father, fill my heart. Make me your vessel true. Oh, let me do my part on the mission field. Eyes are open, fates are sealed. Hope is born here, wounds are healed. God is present, love revealed on the mission field. Let every heart that beats know that I stand with you. My enemies you defeat on the mission field. As long as my breath is drawn, let me bear witness to all those who might be lost on the mission field. Eyes are open, fates are sealed. Hope is born here, wounds are healed. God is present, love revealed on the mission field. On the mission field.
Thanks so much for joining us. Check out the music and tour dates of Blessed Union of Souls on their website, blessed.unionofsouls.net.
Yes, and check out our show, Raw TV, on iTunes and our podcast. Search Raw TV Southeastern. And as always, don't forget to
live it raw.
Let's give it up for Blessed Union of Souls one more time.
I see the choir in the robes, the piano player plays, and they all sing hallelujah. All the people in the front and all the people in the back are singing praises to you. And I close my eyes and let the music wash right over me, just like the blood of the Lamb that washed me clean. I'm looking through the book at the hymns that 1,000 men have written for you. Amazing grace, and I'll fly away and joyful we adore you. And it occurred to me that the songs I sing, although they're beautiful, they don't compare to the best one that I know. You're the melody, the words, you're the chorus, 'cause you gladly laid your life down for us. For all the blessings that you bring, you're the only song All the sinners and the saints got something to say, but we know who gave them voices. And we're all down here in the atmosphere just making joyful noises. Birds are singing in the air, thunder crashes like a drum. Oh, your song is everywhere. It was my first #1. You the melody, the words, you the chorus. 'Cause you gladly laid your life down for us. For all the blessings that you bring, you're the only song I ever wanna sing. Sing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. You're the melody, the words, you're the chorus. 'Cause you gladly laid your life down for us. You're the melody, the words, you're the chorus. 'Cause you gladly laid your life down for us. For all the blessings that you bring, Lord of lords and King of kings, we will let our voices ring. You're the only song I ever wanna sing. You're the only song I ever wanna sing. You're the only song I ever wanna sing. You're the only song, the only song. You're the only song I ever wanna sing. Thank you, God bless. Thank you. 'Cause I believe that love is the answer. I believe that love will find a way. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe that love is the answer. I believe that love will find a way. Love will find a way.